Hello my friends and welcome to Practice English with Paul. Do you think English food is the tastiest in the world? Do you agree? Now here's the problem. It's not about English food. Most students would say, I agree or I disagree. That's just so textbook to say I agree or I disagree. Now my friends, if you want to have sort of some natural English, or you're doing your IELTS exam or your PET, FCE, CAE, CPE, you need to sound more natural. We have many more words and phrases than I agree and I disagree. And here I'm going to show you some good examples and how to use them. As I said, there are many more that you can find in the internet, but this is a good place to start. Okay, so let's start with agree. We have most certainly. So, do you think English food is the tastiest in the world? Most certainly. Most certainly. Do you think English food is the tastiest in the world? Of course. Of course English food is the tastiest in the world. Totally. Absolutely. Oh, you know, I think English food is the tastiest in the world. Oh, totally. Totally. Yeah, sure. I think English food is the tastiest in the world. Absolutely. Sure. Of course, English food is not the tastiest in the world because everybody tells me that it's not. But anyway, we're practicing English. Okay. Did you know that, Russia is the largest country in the world? Yeah? Sure. Sure. Like, of course. Of course it is. We have I agree, but to make it a bit stronger, we have I completely agree, I totally agree. I think global warming is a serious problem in today's world. I completely agree. I totally agree with you. Okay, that sounds really strong and really natural. Okay, and again, what you can do, you can pause the video, go back and just repeat after me. Okay, now here, these ones are a bit softer. They're not so strong. For example, I think we should go shopping now. What do you think? Fair enough. It's like, okay. Like you're kind of agreeing, but it's weaker. Fair enough. I think global warming is a serious problem. Fair enough. These are fantastic. I guess so, I suppose so. So here in this picture, in this gallery, I think this picture is talking about good and evil. Do you agree? I guess so. I suppose so. I don't really care. I guess so. We have why not as a nice way of suggesting, but also as agreement. So, do you think we should go to the museum today? Again, to be strong, most certainly, of course. But soft, why not? I see your point. Now, I see your point. This is an interesting one because it depends on your intonation. If I say it strongly, it's very strong. If I say it softly, it's quite soft. So, for example, I think global warming is a very serious problem. Yeah, I see your point. I think global warming is a serious problem. I see your point. Now, here we have something sort of very strong, like a kind of idiom. You hit the nail on the head. Okay, that's like saying this fantastic word. Let me take a black pen, which actually I could also write here, but I'll write it here. It's like saying exactly. Exactly. Okay, you hit the nail on the head. So, blah 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 blah. That's why we need to change the business now. Yes, you hit the nail on the head, which means you are exactly correct. I agree totally. All right. We even have spot on. Okay. So imagine you're trying to shoot a target, and you get the target right in the middle. You are spot on target. So I can say, and that's why we need to change the business to raise profits. Spot on. Well done. Yes. Okay. Really nice. Really nice. Words and expressions to use in English. The one you hit the nail on the head, you might hear it, it's a bit long, but you might see it in a film or something like that. But these are absolutely wonderful. Now, over to this side, we have disagree. Now, maybe it's better if I stand even over here. Now, disagree, I can just put not here. Most certainly not. Of course not. Do you think global warming is a serious problem? Most certainly not. I completely disagree. Do you think we should get married? I don't agree with this. Or, of course not. Never. Very, very strong. Also, definitely not. Okay, for example, do you think we should change the business structure to make profit? Definitely not. It works okay now. And if I want to sort of be strong, again here it depends on intonation. I can say global warming is the reason why cheese is becoming more expensive. That's not right. That's not true. Now, to be a bit politer, global warming is the reason why cheese is becoming more expensive. That's not right. That's not true. So again, it depends on your intonation. We have the same here. I completely disagree. I totally disagree. I think hamsters will one day rule the world. Well, I totally disagree. I completely disagree. Okay, it's a bit more formal, a bit more textbook, but again, you will hear this. It's very strong. Now again, like here, we have some soft versions. Do you think one day penguins will rule the world? Not really. Very nice, very soft. Do you think one day that people and hamsters will live happily together? I guess not. I suppose not. That's just a completely stupid idea. Again, very nice, very soft. Here, we have some nice ways to be quite polite. Here, I've got fair enough here, and I see your point, but at the end, can you see, I'm off camera here, but. This is a very sort of nice way and polite way in English to disagree. So you start by agreeing, but you say but. And it's a very common polite structure. For example, do you think, or I think one day hamsters and chickens will one day be in government? Fair enough, but I don't think that's the case. Or I think global warming is the cause of oceans rising. I see your point, but you know, there's evidence to say the opposite. Okay? This structure here, to be honest, is very, very polite. You can start off with this phrase to say, to be honest, I think differently. Okay, so do you think one day hamsters and chickens will happily live together? To be honest, no, because that's just a completely insane thought. Okay, now the next one. I am sure you have seen this. I'm afraid. Now, I'm afraid means sorry. It also means I'm scared of something, but here it means I'm sorry. And very often, before we give an answer, we say, I'm afraid. So here, if I want to be polite to disagree, I can say, I'm afraid not. So, global warming is the cause of the destruction of the ozone layer. Do you agree? I'm afraid not. Very polite, very soft, but very polite. Okay. Do you think that one day people will become computers? I'm afraid I don't agree. I'm afraid that's not right. I'm afraid that's not true. Very, very polite. Learn that. Okay. Now, if you want to be a bit impolite, and someone says something like, do you think one day that cows and chickens can fall in love and live happily together? Be like, what? That's complete rubbish. Okay, that's just complete rubbish, completely insane. So, my friends, watch the video again, practice my examples, repeat after me, and practice the intonation. and use these, like even when you're writing to people, if you're having a discussion, it's so natural and it's a good place to get started. And believe me, if you're doing like an FCE, CAE or IELTS, you need to sound more natural. This is what you need, especially if you're doing like an FCE, CAE Part 3 or in IELTS Part 3, talking with the examiner, okay? So my friends, as usual, subscribe, leave some comments, like the videos, and I will see you later. Take it easy. Goodbye.